Well, you're watching Morning Live. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, for many of you that wrote Matric this year, I'm sure you're up already, and it's been a very tough time. Now, some would have wanted to achieve those all-important marks to enter into institutions of higher learning, and for others, it's probably just about a pass, but all in all, it's about your future. And as results will be released tonight for the National Senior Certificate exams and the IEB learners already having their results out, we are going to do our best as Morning Live to try and help you understand and deal with the stress and the strain, the turmoil of going through this particular period. And to help us with this, I'm joined on the line now by Cassey Chambers from the South African Depression and Anxiety Group, SADAG. Cassey, always good to speak to you, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, Cassey, I have a matriculant who wrote last year's exam, and we are fluctuating. I must say, we went into the exams and it seemed there was no anxiety. On New Year's Day, I was told, Mommy, can you call someone to find out what my results are? And this morning, before coming to work, I was told, can you please not check my results before I see them? So that sort of, fluctuation, it speaks to the anxiety and what matriculants and their parents are going through at this time.
And it's so true. I think if any matriculant, if you speak to their parents, they're going through the anxiety too. The whole household, the whole family are waiting for these results. I think every student who starts high school, they're started already with that kind of pressure of getting to matric. You start your matric year and everyone's talking about the exams, the results, and everything that has led up to their schooling, career has come up to these results. So it's a real roller coaster of emotion, from starting the year to the exams, to finishing the exams and being incredibly relieved, but now to the results. And for a lot of students, they might know how they did, or they feel a bit more comfortable, but when those results are literally 24 hours away, it can be very, very stressful. There's a lot of anxiety, and not sure, because you're not sure until you see those results on a piece of paper or on a screen to really know how you did or what you got. And it means a lot of things for different parents, for different students, for the community. There's just a lot of pressure, and all eyes are on matrics at this time at the moment.
And Cassey, of course, this is a stress like no other, because you are told, of course, that this will determine the rest of your life, your future, as it were. And what sort of coping mechanisms would you perhaps, impart to parents and the matriculants at this point regarding that very important milestone?
Exactly. I think we put so much pressure on these results as this is going to determine the rest of their lives. We're expecting these 18-year-olds who were just teenagers just yesterday to make these big adult decisions. And I think what often happens during this time where everyone's so stressed, everyone's waiting in anticipation, we forget to remind our matriculants that, whatever happens, it's going to be okay. And having a conversation. So don't wait until the results come out, until maybe there's disappointment or someone has failed or they didn't get the results that they were expecting. As parents, you can have that conversation today. Let them know whatever happens, you still love them, it's going to be okay, you're going to figure it out. Be prepared. Have that discussion. What are they most worried about? What is the option B? What happens if this happens? What happens if this happens? Have that discussion so that they also feel like you're on their side, it's going to be okay. All too often we receive calls at SADAG from students who feel so alone, like they can't speak to their parents, or they have no one to talk to, or no one understands what they're going through. Have that conversation today. Be prepared. Look online as to what options are available for remarking, supplementary, bridging courses. If you're just going in prepared, it's not going to be such a shock. So I think it's important for parents and students to know that, yes, these results are important for the rest of their lives or for their next step that they're taking in their journey, but it's also not the most important thing when it comes to their child's livelihood or happiness. It's just a mark on a piece of paper.
Now, Cassey, you've outlined, a few pointers, but some parents would say, it's easier said than done, because you want to be supportive as a parent, as a guardian, as a sibling even, or any other family member or friend. But sometimes you just don't know how to be supportive.
It is. It's hard. Again, there's no rule book that says, how to be supportive or, every parent knows in this situation what to do. And I think going in with that humility to say, I don't know how to make this better for you, but I'm here for you and I love you and, let's go for a walk. Let's go have something to eat. Go and do something because there's nothing worse than sitting, waiting for those minutes to pass by until the results come out. So I think being supportive is just being there, letting them know that you are around and you're still going to be there after the results come out, and just talking to them, opening that communication. Maybe they're so stressed they don't even know how to talk or verbalize or even put this into, sense for themselves. So I think sometimes you don't always have to have the magic trick. Just being there could make a huge difference.
And just going to a scenario, and let's take the worst case scenario in this instance, Cassey, where perhaps the results are devastating. What can one do in order to just be there and be supportive to that matriculant?
I think it's very scary when a student gets results that they weren't expecting. They might have not get the marks they needed, or they failed a subject or two, or even failed completely. I think it's incredibly disappointing, incredibly scary as well as to what that all means. And that's why I always encourage parents is to look online beforehand or speak to people beforehand about different options. So if there is disappointment, you can already start saying, don't worry, we can try this, we can try that. And I think just having, or just knowing that there are different options, I think can help. Back in the day, 10 years ago, where there were very limited options, if you failed, you had to redo the year. Nowadays, there's so many different options which could just help your students know that it's okay and that you're going to figure it out. It's normal to be disappointed. It's normal to be upset, and help them ride that roller coaster. They're not going to get over it immediately. They might need a bit of extra support or a bit of time to heal and process all of that. Take the step in the journey with them, and I think also to remind them that yes, it's just results, but it's one step in their whole journey. I think it will really help them to cope.
Cassey, what will SADAG be doing to assist matriculants over the next few days?
So SADAG is still open. We've been receiving calls from matriculants since the beginning of the year. Just the reason for them calling is obviously very different. We're going to be around. We have a 24-hour helpline that can offer them counselling, even to parents, as to know what to do or how to do or what to say. They too can call in for help, and we can provide free telephonic counselling on our supplemental health helpline 0800 456 789. People can also go to our website to learn how to deal with anxiety or stress or depression at www.sadag.org.
And Cassey, you indicated there that matriculants, the new batch of matriculants already start calling. And what are those calls about? What are their anxieties?
I think, when grade 11s now start matric, they're already having pressure from family, from friends, from themselves, even from the school, where we've all built them up to say, this is your matric year, it's the most important year, you have to work really hard. They're going into the year, before even starting school, feeling anxious, feeling stressed, feeling pressurized. So I think it's just important to teach them now coping skills, study skills, how to deal with anxiety, how to put time management schedules together to really help them. So it's an important step for them too, because it's going to determine the rest of their year and how they cope.
And Cassey, I perhaps think we should just repeat those details of how people can get help, the resources available. I think that's worth repeating at this stage.
Absolutely. It's a toll-free number, open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 0800 456 789.
And that's easy enough, and we'll also keep that number going on our ticker throughout the program. So if you need any help, then 0800 456 789 is the number to call, and SADAG will be on hand there to lend a hand and an ear as well. And thank you so much to Cassey Chambers from the South African Depression and Anxiety Group, giving us pointers on how to deal with the stress of getting your matric results. And of course, today is that day, and I'm asking you to forgive me in advance, because it is evident that I will be up past midnight tonight waiting on those matric